I guess we're live.
We're live.
I can't get the video to play for some reason. Hold on. We'll figure it out. Anyways, hey, it's Wednesday night. you know what that means. Shenanigans are abound.
Tell them, Canada Dry. Shenanigans are abound. We got a hell of a show tonight. As I told you, in the let up. The engine is starting. The short that led up to it. We're ready to rock and roll, baby.
Let's do it.
Maybe.
Well. That's our new intro.
I hope it shows up on the video because I couldn't see it.
You couldn't see it?
No, I didn't see anything. I just saw a blank screen. I just heard audio.
Oh, jeez.
I got both. It looked good.
Awesome.
Anyways, kaboom! It's Wednesday night, and you know what that means. Let me tell you. It is AEW. It's AFW Network's Dynamite After Dark. We're in Texas. This is the go-home show. Anybody that's sitting on the fence, you got to push them over to buying that pay-per-view. You just have to. So this is so important because of the size of this pay-per-view. Anyways, I am your chief shenanigans officer. The man you love to hate. I'm the JFB, James from Boston.
And I am, of course, your Canadian hero, the patron saint of professional wrestling, that gingered up bubbly son of a bitch on Canada F and Dry, damn it.
Whew. God, that was good. My God. Let's go to the man right over there.
It's Wednesday night. Yeah. And you know what that means. It's me. It's me. It's that EVP. Ready to talk what I think was a relatively good go-home show tonight, if I do say so myself.
I'm in agreement. Dr. Lord Ryan Rich.
Ladies and gentlemen, Wednesday night once again is upon us. And you have with you the man who is better than your boyfriend. It is the Lord of the Manor. It's Lord Ryan Rich, baby. Let's talk some wrestling.
I know you're Lord of the Manor, but are you master of your domain?
I haven't bought one yet, if that's what you mean.
No, I was doing that Seinfeld bit, master of your domain. Well, you knew that. You decided to no-sell me, you son of a bitch.
I guess I'm in a no-sell mood tonight.
All right.
Because of that main event.
All four of us could be no-selling this entire night.
It's a go-home show.
It's a go-home show. I mean, my God. It's a go-home show.
Well, as I was saying before I wasn't expecting the video to start playing. So we played, I made a short to just kind of hype up the show. And the question on the short, which wrestler eats corn the long way?
I think there's really only one obvious answer.
But we're going to save that for the flower shop at the end of the show. You're going to tell us which wrestler eats corn the long way.
Okay.
Aye, Captain.
We are in somewhere, Texas.
Garland,
Texas. That's where we're at. Anyways, this is the go-home show. In 3 days' time, we are at whatever the name of the stadium is for All In.
Globe Life Stadium.
Globe Life Stadium. we are going to have probably AEW's biggest show. May not be the best show, but it is going to be their biggest show.
Well, Tony Khan says it's going to be the best show AFW or AEW's ever put on.
I agree.
And it might be the best show AFW put on, too.
It might be.
Hell yeah. But let's get to tonight. Because at some point, you have to start selling, and they do it right off the bat. Mercedes Moné comes to the ring, all gussy up like a Texas lady.
Like a Jezebel.
A Jezebel. She calls out Timeless Tony Storm. Timeless Tony Storm appears on the Tron. Only two things come from Texas, and she is one of them. She's not a steer. She is a very proud queer woman. She's very vocal about it. Obviously, she has no problem telling anybody and everybody her business, but Mercedes Moné says, you come to the ring and talk to me. We get champagne. Someone gets called a bitch.
Multiple times.
Multiple times. It's almost in their fight. Canada Dry, you go first.
I just want to say hi to everyone watching in the chat here. We got Showtime Shane.
Yeah.
We got Tiffany, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like this. I thought they brought it, and I love the line. You can have all the titles in the world, but you can't have this one. I love that. I thought that was enough to sell the pay-per-view right there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
And this is a Halo's up for me.
Yeah. Border on Rich?
Yeah, this was a great way to start off the show. Their back and forth was very good. I liked how they took their time with it. Like, it didn't feel rushed. Like, they weren't just trying to talk over each other. They gave each other time to let, like, the comments sink in and breathe. And I think that it makes it hit harder when you do that.
Oh, yeah.
I know as a public speaker, sometimes I talk really fast because I'm so excited to get everything out. So this could have been one of those situations where that's really easy to do. But They took their time. They did it great. And then Tony Storm just went wild, bro. She's went wild. And it was awesome.
Yeah.
Big Halo's up for me.
Yeah. Joe?
Okay. This is a Halo's up. But my God, this promo went morbid really quick.
Oh, yeah.
But as I sat there and listened, it absolutely fits Timeless Tony Storm's character. It was so great.
Yeah.
I can't remember the exact line, but she said to Mercedes, you worry about, what was it, having a death to be remembered, and, but I want to live a life worth being remembered, or something like.
I can't stand living or having an ordinary death.
Yeah,
is what Tony said.
That was such a great line.
That was sick, dude.
I
get goosebumps just thinking about it.
Every time I think Tony Storm's character can't get any better, she just goes and ups it another notch. She is so great.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a Halo's up for me, too. I mean, they sold their match a few weeks ago. And really at the start when Mercedes won the Owen. So they've been building this up perfectly. This sold the pay-per-view for me. I thought that if I'm a guy who's not sure I want to blow $50, this does. I mean, if you didn't get inspired to get the pay-per-view after this, you should check for a pulse. You're dead.
And also on top of that, if you're going to get it through Prime, they're giving you a $10 Prime Video credit now through the 12. So it's come on, you're getting an extra $10 for free. Buy yourself a cheap movie or something on there.
Yeah, just do it. It's Prime deal day or deal week or whatever. So
I know this is an AEW show, but I don't know if you all saw, but now you can get Rev Pro through Amazon now.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that's crazy.
So take that $10 and go watch some Rev Pro.
Right?
Yeah, finally, I don't have to find certain ways to get it to watch it. So,
Slippery
anyways,
fingers, Slippy Fingers JFB is what they call him.
maybe cue up. We get, in fact, John Moxley video promo. Ken and Dry, your thoughts on John Moxley's promo?
I love this. Like he said that something about walking the line or toe the line.
Yeah,
And I loved his lingo there. It reminded me like something from something from Eastwood or something.
yeah.
Well, Walk the Line
like-
is like a Johnny Cash song. That's what I thought of.
I don't know if he said walk the line or toe the line. Something about a line though.
Yeah.
So, but I remember just being like, yeah, this is manly macho shit here,
Yeah.
and I really like this promo.
All right. Well, Ron Rich, your thoughts?
It was a good promo. There's one thing I want to highlight in the promo more than anything, and it's the fact that he said, "We've done the Texas Deathmatch thing, and you beat me last time." It really, it just I'll address it more in the main event, but I don't know, man. I don't know.
Joe.
I'll
First
give it a
off, yeah,
Halos up though. I thought it was a good promo.
Yeah,
This was a great promo. I think my favorite part, though, is the use of light and darkness in this promo. And I think JFB, as a man who does what you do, you can appreciate that.
Oh yeah.
So I'm not trying to steal your thunder if you want to talk about it, but like
Yeah.
just the way they cast the shadow on his face, like it was. Here recently, AEW's production has stepped it up like quite a few notches.
Well, dude, I'm telling you, when they got Mike Mansuri a couple of years ago, that's really what's helped that because he's really
Yes.
good on the production side.
Yeah.
They like poached him from WWE.
Yeah, they're going with a much bigger, much larger production company. They're actually going with a company that is not currently being sued by one of their employees. So, but I digress. I mean, yeah, that's noir. Like, that's beautiful old school film noir where you just get that depth and that shadow. Like, it's beautiful. It's perfect. I love it. And it is not easy to light for it. You know, you're talking a lot of production value to get that look and that feel. And shout out to the guys who edited that video too, because you got to color correct it and skin tones and stuff, and that shadow play, man, is hugely important. So yeah, I mean, I loved it. I thought it was perfect, pitch perfect. But yeah, it was a beautifully shot promo. I mean, what he was saying is no different than what he's been saying since he came back. So I'm not super duper impressed with it, but it served its purpose because it's setting it up for Saturday. So so we get the Bucks in the tackiest limo I've ever seen in my absolute hugely adult life. And I've seen a lot of tacky limos, but that thing just took the cake.
Yeah, that rap was really tacky,
It was horrible.
but I loved it because
It was
fits him
intentional.
So good.
Obviously, it was intentional. But, it being parked and not in the garage or in whatever area for where they get out to get into the arena, they left it out. Shit's going to happen if you leave your limo out.
What we call foreshadowing.
Thank you.
Wait, did you guys actually think that something was going to happen to the limo? Like ahead of time?
No, I didn't, but
Oh, I did.
it makes all the sense that it would.
Yeah. I mean, this is what makes the Bucks way more entertaining as heels than as faces. And that's because they play up the heel way more than they ever do as a face. I mean, they're just freaking phenomenal as they are just swarmy as hell. So I'm all for it. I'm on board. So we get into our first match. It is a tag team match. You have Bandito with Brody King taking on Kyle Fletcher and Takeshita. Canada Dry, you go first, my friend.
Yeah, I thought this was a great match. Um, I think they killed it. Um, all sorts of chaos in this match. This is a halos up from me.
All right. Border Ryan Rich.
Yeah, this was a fun match, and I think the right people won. You had to set up going into Friday and Saturday, because you have, you had Bandito and Takeshita, which is going to, be the ROH World Championship on Supercard of Honor on Friday, and then you have, the Proto Star going for the TNT belt against Adam Cole. So I thought it was a good match. I thought it was Bandito. It was pretty impressive. Like I'm not really much of a Bandito fan per se. Like he's not my favorite luchador that's ever walked this earth. But I enjoyed the match more than I thought that I would. So I'll give it a halos up.
All right. Joe.
Yeah.
Joe, were you eating candies just a few minutes ago?
I currently am. I have a Jolly Rancher in.
Oh,
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what that rapping sound was. I'm like, I'm looking around.
Sorry.
I'm going to take a wild guess, and I'm going to say it's watermelon.
No.
Oh!
That is my. I don't like artificial watermelon. That's my least favorite flavor.
Oh,
Ouch.
I love real watermelon.
Yeah.
Artificial. Same thing with peach. I love real peaches, fresh peaches, all day.
I love the blue one for Jolly Rancher.
I'm a green apple guy.
Yes, that's the one right there.
I like green apple. I like watermelon.
I'm watermelon.
Ah, there we go. One for
green
each of us.
apple, but my favorite is the black cherry. I love the cherry one.
I'm
You
currently,
got black cherry?
Oh,
You got black cherry, Joe?
Grape's good too.
I'm eating grape right now, but my favorite is cherry. The red cherry.
Yeah.
Love it.
Mm-hmm.
That's my least favorite.
Oh.
We got a lot of differing styles here tonight on Dynamite After Dark in terms of Jolly Ranchers.
Candy.
Yeah, we might have a civil war going on in a few seconds.
Okay. Anyway, back on track here.
Yeah.
I love this match. It highlighted Takeshita. It highlighted Brody King. It highlighted Kyle. And Bandito looked phenomenal. I am surprised that they had Takeshita pin Bandito, considering they have a match on Friday night. I found that kind of odd.
Yeah.
But other than that,
Your wife was just on the podcast.
no, that was my son, I think.
Yeah, that was Roman walking up the stairs.
I thought she was walking up the stairs.
Yeah, he's hyped. He found out. He set a goal real quick. Proud dad moment. He I told you he dances like he does ballet, tap, all this.
Yep.
He set a goal last year that he's going to do comedy. He wants to get his solo this year. Well, we found out tonight he's getting his solo, so he is hyped and he can't stop at the moment.
All right.
Go, Roman.
Let's go, Roman.
Yeah.
Woo.
Let's go.
Damn. So,
Yeah.
This one's for you, buddy.
oh, yeah.
He can't have it, so you can drink for him.
That's
yes.
what I'm saying. It's for you. I'm doing it for you, buddy.
Hey.
But yeah.
Celebration.
Yeah, love the match. I will say that first cannonball that Brody King did to Kyle, man, it looked like Kyle ate all of it, man. There was no protection at all.
You know what? Every time Brody King does that move, I worry about Brody King's neck. Every single time.
He does land awkward sometimes.
I do not blame you in the least. I loved the match. I thought it was really good. I was kind of surprised Adam Cole was not involved in some way, shape, or form, either competing or shenanigans. Which makes me think the TNT title is going to be on the 0 hour. They just don't give a hell about that TNT title right now.
I mean, they do. They really build it on Collision is where they do a lot of the TNT work because Collision is on TNT.
Yeah. Mr. Isaacs?
I think.
Wait,
I think
hold up, Mr. Isaacs. You asking a question like that, you're the expert. You're not allowed to ask these questions.
Yeah, I think like that's like in his contract that he must know these things. Like
Yeah.
it's part of his contract.
Yeah.
So we're gonna need you to give us the answer to that because like you're the expert.
He is correct. All right. Go to our Outrunners promo calling out FTR, which kind of leads to another segment where it's FTR and the patriarchy are there for some reason. They're together. They're cutting a promo. Let's talk about it. Canada Dry, you go first.
I'm really curious here what AEW is doing with the FTR for All In. It seems like maybe they might get added to this match come Collision.
I can see
That's
it.
what it seems like it might happen.
Yeah. Yeah, I
It
feel
does
it.
seem weird to keep FTR off the All In card.
I mean,
if they're not added to this tag match, I don't see anything else for them to do.
I'm gonna
Have
just
them
say
and the
this.
Outrunners go at it again on the 0 hour, dude.
I'm gonna just say this.
That's
I would
after
do that.
FTR.
FTR is on Collision for a reason. And it's not to boost ratings. Why would you put? I mean, if the Bucks lose and they go away for a while, okay, you got to move FTR from Collision onto Dynamite. It doesn't make sense that your better heel team is on Collision. It's a shame.
Can I say I do like the fact that we have FTR and the patriarchy. Okay.
He's really good at underwater basketball. I gotta admit that. I can't.
Because I have to feel this is the start of the build for FTR and Cope and Christian.
But you gotta move that shit off Collision.
And like, is Adam Cole returning at some point at All In, or is that his big return? Like,
I don't think he is, to be honest with you, because I don't think in the current storyline he has a fit. You can't. I mean, that's the thing. Like, you're gonna bring back this guy who doesn't have much time left on his body, and you're gonna stick him on Collision, and you have Christian on Dynamite. It doesn't make sense. If Cope comes back, it's gotta be for a good reason, and it can't be.
And I bring this back to Saturday night is horrible for Collision. They got to get it off of Saturday nights, move it to Thursdays, just own the middle of the week. They got to do this eventually. I hope they do.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean the problem is that when you get to Saturday, you have wrestling exhaustion. You're just ready to do anything but watch wrestling. And that's the problem. You're putting it on Saturday. That's the reason why people aren't watching. You got good storylines. You have great wrestlers, but it's Saturday. Do it on Thursday because you got SmackDown on Friday, and then everybody can just reset until Monday Raw. Give some people some breathing space, man. Come on.
And sometimes you put your pay-per-views on Saturday, so you have to move it to Thursday anyways.
Yeah. So there you go. We get our second match of the night. It is Ricochet taking on Blake Christian. I'm gonna go first. I like the fact that the Gates of Agony are now aligned with Ricochet. They basically Ricochet beats Blake Christian, and then the Gates of Agony come in and wreak havoc, and I love it because it gives them a rub, and they are a great tag team.
Yes, they are.
I mean, these guys know how to play off each other. Canada Dry, your thoughts?
Oh yeah. I love this for Ricochet. I love the Gates and Agony with him. But let me just say a small critique, if you will. Someone in wardrobe needs to get that guy some proper attire. Like he comes out in white shorts, white gym shorts.
Yeah.
That nothing says star like white gym shorts. Like,
It
come
should
on,
say
guys.
probably even phys ed class.
Yeah, like come on, get these two some proper ring gear. They're tough as nails. They look like the real deal. So like,
I mean,
get
to
some
be
proper
fair,
attire.
they don't. They have proper ring gear. They just can't really wear it when they're seconding Ricochet to the ring because it'll be in the
I
way.
know, but at least have them matching.
Yeah. Yeah, do something. Just do something. That's all. Yeah, I agree. Lord Ryan Rich, your
It's
thoughts?
it's just a small critique because it's like you're almost ready for the playoffs and the Stanley Cup, but you need to tinker a little bit with it.
I agree. Yeah. Lord Ryan
Um,
Rich.
I thought the match was fine. I don't think it was a barn burner, turned any heads. I wasn't aware that the Gates of Agony were with Ricochet. I guess I missed that on Collision or whatever it was.
You did miss it on Collision.
I just didn't really care about this match that much. It was just kind of filler for me, which I don't really understand why you have that on your go home show.
It's pretty much to exactly what it was to inform everyone that these are his boys, and you're like, oh, did this go down? Because that's totally what I thought. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about this.
I mean, here's the thing. Ricochet is going to be the king of the mid card for right now. Until they can figure out how to place him in an A story, either a chase for whatever belt, probably the world championship. You have to kind of he's got to buy his time. It's got to make sense. And it's got to be against an opponent who's going to make Ricochet look like $1 million, win or lose. It won't hurt him. So I think it's perfect. I love the fact that this match was on there just because it gives you kind of a glimpse of what's happening on Collision. You know?
I get that, but you have Collision tomorrow night. Do it there.
Yeah. Okay. Joe.
I thought it was a good match. My favorite thing, and I love when wrestling does this, and I wish AEW do it more. I love the pre-match backstage vignettes, like the one that Blake Christian cut.
Yeah.
I love them when WWE used to do it.
Yeah.
AEW, do it more. It doesn't disrupt the flow of your show. It allows them to get some face time. Do it more often.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I agree. All right. We get a Hurt Syndicate promo. I don't really want to spend a lot of time on it. It's not anything different than what they've been doing for the last couple weeks. So, anybody want to add?
What? Can you just give a summary of what they said?
I mean, to be honest with you, I
They
phased
didn't really
out.
say anything.
Yeah, like I just it's I zoned out.
The whole point of this.
Wanting them to come to the ring with him and for Briscoe, even though they didn't, and then Jet Speed. All of a sudden, you find out the belts are gone, and they wrote on the dry erase board that they took the belts. That's the summary of the book.
Yeah.
There you go. That's important.
I will say, happy birthday to Shelton Benjamin, and sir, you don't look a day over like 35. That man does not look 50 at all.
That guy gets better and better.
I mean, we all know the saying. I don't want to say it to get us demonetized, but
Dawsey with the hot take here. Could you show it?
Yeah.
I don't think that's true.
no, not at all. I still enjoy FTR.
I do too, especially.
I love FTR, and I still won't watch Collision most of the time.
I love FTR. I don't think they need. I don't think they need Stokely. I don't think they need a mouthpiece manager. I think they need a different type of manager.
Oh, for their
come on! I love the Stoke.
Yeah.
No, I love Stoke. I'm
Stoke.
just saying they don't need him. Like,
No, they
they're
don't need
good
him,
on the
but
mic
just
by
for
themselves.
Their current gimmick right now kind of requires having a mouthpiece. They're the badasses. I love it. I think it's the best work FTR has done in a while. I'm over their face gimmick.
Oh no! But when they were the heels and the Bucks were the faces, like that was fun.
Yeah.
Okay, he's clarifying.
Yeah, he gave us clarification. Oh boy. Anyways, we get a Omega and Okada hype video.
Such a great video package.
You didn't really need it, to be honest with you. Like, I was already hyped for this match. I didn't give a
So
rat's
Tony
ass.
Khan said during his media call
Yeah, his sprung.
that the AFW Unified Championship will possibly the winner will possibly carry 3 belts to the ring.
Yeah.
This is what I think should happen. I think the faces should just carry the unified title. I think the heels should carry all 3.
No, it's not bad.
I mean, but here's the thing though. How long is Omega going to have that belt before he loses? Because at that point, people have already forgotten about those 2 previous championships.
Yeah, I think at this point, if Omega wins, he can do that because he's the belt collector.
Yeah.
And he did say
he's
that
no
the
Mercedes
Continental
Monet.
Classic would be coming back again this fall as well.
He's no Mercedes Monet. That woman strapped her belts on the rope, and that looked amazing.
It was awesome.
Yes, it did.
I never saw that before.
And here's the kicker. When she said, I'm going to be the 7-belt champion, I actually physically counted the belts on the rope, wondering what she was talking about. Wait, she has 6.
Yeah.
Oh, she's
she gonna be number 7.
Tom was Tony Storms. All right. Anyways. Oh. We get to the talkity talk. It's Mark Briscoe. It's MJF. I'm just gonna say this. We can talk about what happens afterwards because I have an issue with it. But Briscoe stood toe to toe with the greatest promo giver in the world.
In wrestling today,
Nobody cuts a promo like MJF does. Just saying. But Mark Briscoe stood toe to toe. And to further cement the fact that they are 1 and 2 in this Casino Gauntlet match, you have to sell that it's worth investing into this match because it most likely is going to open the show. So I thought it was brilliant. Then the Hurt Syndicate come out. And then Jet Speed come out. Now, these are supposed to be your white meat baby faces tag team that were the heels for this segment.
Yes,
they were heels.
I mean, acting like heels, but they were getting cheered like the baby faces they are.
It doesn't matter. The Hurt Syndicate was the face.
Yeah, and MVP sold it.
Yeah, he did.
MVP sold it.
And then when everything is pretty much said and done, out pops the patriarchy, and they proceed to hammer the hell out of Bobby Lashley's leg with concerto after concerto after concerto. You just made the Hurt Syndicate the baby faces with a heel MJF.
I mean, if what I think is happening, this is the perfect way to do it. Because
what's happening?
MJF's bringing in bringing in his old boys from the MLW.
I don't see it happening. I don't see MLW giving.
Well, they had that MLW moment with where he's holding the Hammerstone's breasts, saying they're real and they're fabulous. Spectacular.
MLW released a video of them meeting backstage and hugging, and then the other guy, I'm drawing a blank to his name,
Richard Holiday,
literally just said, "This week is my last indie date that I'm taking for a while."
Yeah.
Which tells me he's coming.
He's teasing something.
He's coming to AEW.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I am giddy like a schoolgirl to get the dynasty back. Like, tee hee hee. But I don't know if MLW is going to jive with that. I just
I
don't.
mean, is Hammerstone actually under contract with MLW is the question.
Yes. He has a 1 year. He had a
Here's
1 year
the thing,
contract.
JFB. MLW sees the writing on the wall. TNA's TNA is helping out WWE
Yeah.
and getting a little bit of success off that. So they're like, well, we need something. We'll team up with AEW.
I'd be okay with it.
Like
But that
Forbidden
certainly
Door is
doesn't
coming
ring well
up.
for MLW. Because they're going to do what TNA does, which is bow to the WWE. Trick Williams is your world champion, and he's not even in your promotion. And
Yeah.
I don't
Right,
want
but
to see
Kenny Omega was
MLW do
champion
that.
there too, and he wasn't in their promotion either.
Yeah, I don't want to see MLW do that because they have a great history.
No, I
The
see MLW
Hammerstone,
teaming up with AEW, possibly even for Forbidden Door.
I mean, I'm down with it, but I don't see it's good for AEW and Tony Khan. It is the shit end of the deal for MLW.
Well, but I don't know because as long as MLW's in more people's mouths, that's all that matters.
Yeah, but the problem is MLW's product is not that great right now. It's not. I've watched a few episodes, the last few months. It's not good. It's really not that great. I think having Hammerstone back is a good plus, but he doesn't have a nemesis. He doesn't have a Jacob Fatu.
Yep.
And your tag champions, which is Dijak and Baron Corbin, are doing amazing work, but it's not being seen.
Yeah,
And
that's the
the
point, though,
problem is
JFB. That's
that
the point. You team up with AEW, get more eyes on the product.
yeah, but here's the problem: you jump on board, and they get a huge spike in viewership, and then when they realize that it's not that good right now, they're gonna jump ship, and then all of a sudden you're right back down. You might even be worse.
We'll see. We'll see.
I guess we'll see. I have no problem with it. I just think that, in all honesty, there's a good side and a bad side to every deal, and they got the shaft.
We didn't go around the circle for this one, did we?
No,
I'll
we didn't.
start.
Okay.
So this talkie talk, I really like that. I think MJF, as usual, he's that scumbag in this. Definitely scumbag. Slimy scumbag.
Yeah.
He and he pulls at the fans' hearts too when he's talking about how awesome Jay Briscoe. What a legend Jay Briscoe is. He's in heaven.
Yeah.
Only just like pull them back to earth and just shove them back in the mud. I think that's why MJF is so good. Just to mess with your emotions like that.
Yeah.
This is a Halo's up from me.
Okay. All right. Lord Ryan Rich.
So the talkie talk was excellent. And MJF, Briscoe's like, I already know you're going to talk about my brother Jay. I'm already prepared for it. And then MJF flips it completely and just does nothing but praise Jay. But then he brings it back and says, if Jay was here, he said it should have been you. That was masterful. You want to talk about head games?
Yeah.
That's how you do it. That was fantastic.
Yeah.
As far as all the stuff that happened afterwards, in my opinion, the worst thing you could have possibly do. Because it all starts out with Just Be coming out, and those two guys, two very small guys, took out three very large men.
Oh, yeah.
With ease. Before the patriarchy ever comes up and everything else, it doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever.
Yeah.
So I balance both of them out and I give it a purgatory.
Okay. Joe.
Yeah, the talking part was phenomenal. Like I didn't think Mark would be able to stand toe to toe with MJF like he did, and he did not disappoint at all.
Yeah.
Just like he did the same shtick, but he did it in such a way that this time MJF felt like he just went about it with a different route, and it was so good. Because
Yeah.
normally he's just flat, oh, your dad's dead, you blah blah. But yeah, like this time he was like, oh, Jay's great, and he's standing in heaven, but he'd be rolling in his grave because you're nothing but a joke now.
Yeah.
And I love, and also like Mark's facial expressions were pure gold in this. Like you could just, and it leads to the backstage segment after this too. Like it's all great. Like it's once again, this was masterful at selling the casino gauntlet, and it makes like I can't imagine no one doesn't want to see that match now after everything that was just laid out in a 10-minute talk.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I agree with Lord Ryan Rich. You did a you did a you did a you did a you did you I mean, you basically created babyface hurt syndicate and heel jet speed. It doesn't make sense. Like I can't compute what they're trying to prove or what they're trying to say. And you made your champs look horrible.
Oh,
They got no offense in.
The reason why they made their champs horrible, JFB, is because they're gonna win.
Nope. See, nope. Nope. Incorrect. And I'm going to talk about that in the main event, Canada Dry.
Well,
Don't even say that.
if you are not part of the pre-show on Saturday, you can't have an opinion.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
I will say, as great as this show was, it has put so much doubt in so many of my matches for this Saturday. And that's not a good thing.
That is a good thing to like.
Well, I mean, it is, but not when it comes to our prediction league. It's not a good thing.
I mean, and to be honest with you, this is a general theme of this entire show is who's going to win?
Yeah.
Because unless they're going to buck tradition, most of your baby faces got the rub when they shouldn't have. So you throw a lot of doubt into this, which is great for buying pay-per-views, but sucks if you're in a prediction league.
And if you're watching this now and you're like, prediction league, what are they talking about? We have a thing called AFW League, and we do predictions for some prizes at the end. We also have fictional championships that we do. So head on over to Facebook and look for AFW League.
Speaking of that, all four of us here are in title matches on Saturday.
Zang. All right. Let's go to our third match. We have a fatal four-way women's division. Winner goes on to be number 2 in the women's gauntlet match. We have Megan Bain, Tay Mello, Tekla, and Queen Aminata.
Can I go first after you're done your little spiel there, JFB?
You go right now, my friend.
He's itching to go.
Ooh, baby.
Go for it.
Ty
He's
Mello
got ants in his pants.
Ty Mello is absolute garbage. She needs to go away. She was horrible tonight. Like, she missed, like, every spot that she was supposed to have.
She is literally the AEW version of Kairi Sane. She's going to hurt somebody.
And not like the Hurt Syndicate.
No. But other than that, like, Tekla looked awesome. Queen Aminata, man, I hope So Red Velvet, little sidebar here. Red Velvet is not medically cleared to wrestle on Friday night, so they are doing an interim ROH Women's TV Champion. Put it on Queen Aminata.
There you go, buddy.
She, even TK said in his pre-show media scrum, he was like, "No one has stepped up more than Queen Aminata," and it is apparent.
He's putting the belt on her.
Yeah.
What did you say?
He's putting the belt on her.
Oh yeah.
She's earned it. She is.
He's mentioning it. So
Yeah.
probably will happen.
But yeah, she was phenomenal. Freaking Megan Bain, as usual, is just a powerhouse sitting there throwing people around. It was just great to watch. And other than Ty Mello, I had no complaints with this match. It was fun. I loved it.
Yeah.
Do you know who I liked watching? Canada Drive's new crush, Thekla.
Yeah.
I love this girl.
Her name is Tekla.
Did I say
Keep
Thekla?
your silent, my friend.
You don't say the H. It's just Tekla.
I don't know why it says Thekla.
Now you know those crazy Austrians. Well, Ryan Rich, your
but
thoughts?
yeah, I love Tekla. I think she's the real deal. Even her selling is so good.
Yeah.
She sells really well,
Yeah.
and I think that she was the best wrestler in there tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And that's saying a lot because Aminata was good.
Yeah. All right. Well,
What
Ryan
is the
Rich?
Halo's up for me?
I don't think that they're going to put the belt on Aminata just because she's been on Dynamite and Collision and not a ROH. And I think, honestly, that would be backwards for her career. Seeing as though she's getting, TV time on the main show and the main brand. But the match...
It's not all about belts, I guess.
It's not, but I'm just saying, if she becomes that, you don't see her on Dynamite anymore or Collision. Because women's champions from ROH are not shown on the AEW
if
brand.
Tony likes you, he's still going to bring you on.
He likes Athena. She's been champion for 87 years. She's been on twice. That's so you can't tell me that neither.
I remember
I don't think any of that works.
I remember the
Megan
day I was
Bain
born. She was
is
so sad.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
And honestly, I thought she was going to have a wardrobe malfunction. Because those melons up top, I don't know, what's going on.
You were hoping.
It's not even about a hope. I was just he's going to get some FCC fines on here. This is going to be another Janet Jackson situation on the Super Bowl. It was wild. But, Penelope Ford did her job. Anna Jay did her job. Being on the background. I thought it was a fun match all the way through. And I think that with Stat being number one, we all knew that Megasis was going to win this match. But they certainly put threads of doubt in there with Aminata and Tekla in the match, for sure.
Yeah.
I still don't know why I said Thekla.
I'm going to be straight up honest. I could give a rat's ass about this match at All In. I couldn't care less. Outside of Athena.
You're not wrong, JFB, because I was watching Sean Ross Sapp, his show today. He's always on with the owner of Fightful, Jimmy Van. And Jimmy Van said it best. He is after Tony Storm and after Mercedes Moné, there's a significant drop-off in the women's division.
Oh, yeah.
See, I don't necessarily agree with that. I think that you got people there that are just as good, but they don't get shine.
Well, that's what he was saying.
Okay.
He's not saying they're not good. It's just that way they're presented.
Drop off in talent, though. It's not a drop off in talent. It's a drop off in promoting.
In presentation, promotion, yes.
Yeah, because the only person I can see that would make sense in winning this outside of Athena is Mina Shirakawa. You got to give her some kind of rub as soon as possible.
Well, dude, look at what Megan Bain's doing. She's running over everybody. I'm not saying within the next 3 months, but within the next year, she should be your women's champion.
I couldn't see it.
And
as a matter of fact, I think if you want to make her a big deal, You let Mercedes win the belt this Saturday, and then the person who eventually beats her for it is Megasis, if you want to make her the big bad deal.
That's a good way
You
to
got
set
Tekla that's
women's
been there
rights
for
back about 50 years.
2 months.
She's been around for a sneeze.
Yeah, and they haven't really done much with her. They have this Aminata thing going. They need to step it up.
That's because Jamie Hayter got injured. It was supposed to be Hayter and Tekla, but Hayter is injured at the moment, so they pivoted.
I'm gonna say this: Megan Bayne has zero charisma. Lex Luger has more charisma than Megan Bayne, and that's saying a lot because that guy was a piece of cardboard.
What are you talking about? He was a narcissist. He had plenty of it.
He couldn't even do that right.
You remember he was called the narcissist originally?
All you have to do is just be yourself, Lex.
I'm just saying, though, Megan Bayne, she's like outside of Statlander and not even Hater, it seems anymore, but she's the powerhouse, dude. Like, that's the person who everything should be running through right now, at least in the mid card. I mean, because you've got Tony and you got Mercedes coming here, and it's kind of been that way. Like, Megan Bayne is, outside of those two people, is like the most successful woman right now in AEW.
And Will.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm excited for Camille to come back and go against Megan Bayne. I can't believe I'm saying this.
Either can I.
I mean,
well, my thoughts on this is that
there's
Camille
a lot more. You know, it makes sense though because there's a lot more women that are more like a Camille, that are the big, strong girls that put on a different kind of match.
Yeah, like big beefy women. I like what Camille is doing outside of wrestling.
Oh yeah,
Gladiator, Queen of the Ring. Like she was really good at Queen of the Ring.
Oh, she was amazing.
I like what she's doing outside of wrestling. So I think that raises her stock.
Until she wrestles. And then stock down.
We got to bring in Markova to help raise her stock.
Yeah. Or, not.
Is NWA going to finally put the title on her now that she's the #1 contender again?
I hope so. Like putting the title on Markova is slower than the second coming of Christ.
What's taking longer? Markova getting the title or ending the bloodline properly?
That Markova getting the title. Like Billy Corgan has said, she's my best wrestler. Put the belt on your best wrestler.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Typically.
And I just want to give a shout out to that match that Markova had on X the other day.
Yeah.
Like, that, to me, was chef's kiss. She killed it. Fighting from behind like that. People don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Like, that is...
I'll tell you what, Canada Dry, I'm a Mark Ova for sure.
Mark for Markova. But yeah, she killed it like that. It was only 13 minutes, but that's how you make the most of 13 minutes.
But dude, a 13-minute match is good.
Yeah.
That's like for women, 13. That's
not for any match, dude. Like if you look at most of the main events on Dynamite, they go anywhere from 10.5 to 12 minutes.
Yeah.
Like religiously, and I'm glad that AFW kind of got away from the prediction on that because to me, everyone was like, "Oh, well, how do you do that?" I'm like, dude, if you understand TV schedules at all, it's very easy to predict.
Yeah.
Well,
that was my favorite time, predicting match size. I love it.
No, honestly, I would
Well, yeah, because I had a distinct advantage.
but then Tony Khan decided to just do runovers every week, throwing off the timing of the main event.
Yeah.
Let's go to what I like to call...
We've got some more comments here. What did Noob say? Yep, she is.
Yes, she is.
That is true.
I agree, Noob.
Yep. All right, so I'm just going to call this the Carnival of Hell. So it's Renee in the back. She's interviewing Tekla. Before Tekla can say a word, in comes Queen Aminata. And then for some reason, Mark Briscoe shows up and just goes crazy. That's how we end
the
the
best
segment.
possible way.
Canada Dry, shine light on this, my friend.
Oh, this
Yeah,
is making my nipples hard.
I like this segment because I don't know. Does Tekla speak? Does she not speak English well, or what's going on?
I don't know. I've never heard her do a promo.
Yes, I know. I was looking forward to it. I'm like, come on. Yeah, I like this little, like they got some build up. They're going to be focused in on that in the gauntlet. We're going to be looking to see what happens with Tekla and Aminata. And Briscoe getting his shine. It's a hails up for me.
Lord Ryan Rich.
I love how this opened because if you see the look on Tekla's face, like, dude, she's selling that previous match so hard right then. Like, to me, that was perfect. Yeah. And then, since her and Aminata have been going at it, her coming in, I thought that was really well done. I enjoyed that too. But, dude, the kicker. Mark Briscoe just getting up and saying, I know you say some stupid shit that get me fired up, MJF.
That's good. That's good. I like it.
And it was just amazing. And he just starts, like, babbling. He don't even know what he's saying. And Renee is absolutely losing it. Like, my favorite thing in entertainment is when people break when they're not supposed to. That is my absolute, like, when I watch Saturday Night Live and someone breaks, that's my favorite. I love that. That's the best. And so to have Renee just like, I don't know what the hell's going on here, guys. Like, this is not the script. This dude just came up and did something wild. That's television gold. And that's really what Mark Briscoe is for you. He is television gold. It doesn't matter what he says. It's the enthusiasm for which he says it. And that's always going to resonate with people, I think.
Yeah. Lord Rymich, did you ever watch the King of the Hill where Boomhauer spoke clear English and everyone else was talking like him?
I did not. I didn't even know that existed.
That was a good one. It was smooth talk. He's like, I'm trying to go to sleep, guys. Can you guys keep it down? And they're all like, I don't know. I'm trying to stay awake.
Come on now, man. They're going to try to go to sleep now. Shoot.
Woo. Anyways. Joe?
Yeah. I really don't have much more to add, Lord Ryan Rich. My favorite thing was Renee Paquette just breaking and laugh. Like, she legitimately looked like she's like, I don't know what the hell is going on. This was not on the script. But just Mark, like, for me, like, Mark Briscoe is a low-key, like, MVP of Dynamite this year. Like, he knows when to be serious. He brings the comedy. He's a fantastic wrestler. He knows his role and he plays it very well.
There you go. He
of the day.
Basically is just a better version of Eddie Kingston.
Oh, it's not even close. Yeah. Sorry, I know Lord Ryan Rich is an Eddie Kingston fan.
Oh my, I love the King.
But I think,
I love the King. See, but it's
We're
different.
Trading him
it's
to
different
the
because Kingston is like that.
Four hockey pucks.
Kingston is like that New York, and Briscoe is that redneck. So it's like different types of the same character, like one born in the North, one born in the South. They're very similar.
I'd like to see.
I like their differences though. Like I like because to me Eddie Kingston is so self-deprecating. That's why I like him so much. Is because he's like, I know I'm a big fat bastard. Who cares? Like I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna give everything I got. I'm gonna whip your ass. I'm gonna talk to you about it the entire time. Like to me, that dude is just so good.
Yeah. I concur. Let's go to our fourth match. Samoa Joe is in the ring. Wheeler Yuta comes out. Best sign of the night.
Best sign
ever.
That is the best. Which one's Wheeler?
Wheeler Yuta with his hair in his face and two shaggy dogs.
I thought I was going to watch a remake of Tim Allen's Shaggy Dog.
Which one is Wheeler? Wheeler looks at the sign and has a missed heel opportunity to take the sign and tear it up.
Did you hear what he said?
No.
He goes, "Fuck you."
Oh, well, there you go.
I will say, Texas, this crowd deserves their flowers because their sign game was top notch tonight.
Oh,
Yes, it
dude,
was.
all the MJF pickle signs in the
Yeah.
crowd.
And the Ricochet bald signs,
Yeah.
like
Yes.
But they
like
were more than that. They were a hot crowd.
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Oh, definitely. Texas is always hot crowd.
dude, I think my favorite one was everything is bigger in Texas except MJF.
Except MJF's pickle.
So we get.
I want to give a shout out to Caleb. How's it going, buddy?
Oh, what's up, Caleb?
Hey, it's Caleb. Yeah.
Thanks for watching, buddy.
There you go. All right.
Caleb, I have a question for you. Are you ordering All In? I'm just curious. If you're
Yeah.
allowed to order All In. That's no.
Yeah, I want to know too. So Yuta
You're
takes
right,
the
Caleb.
loss.
Hey, can you highlight that last comment from Caleb?
Halo's up for Texas.
Halo's up for Texas right now, guys.
Yeah.
Our hearts are with
Awesome.
you in the Lone Star State.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So shenanigans are abound. Gabe Kidd comes out, so we know who the third guy is for the trios match. It is going to probably be Gabe Kidd. He's in town.
You're not bringing him in just for a Dynamite
Yeah.
appearance.
And then out comes the rest of the ops. And you know what? Like, I get it. We are going to have a trios match at All In, whether it's 0 hour or whatever. We know we're going to get one. The shenanigans, like, I don't see why Wheeler Yuta couldn't have won. Not clean, but I think he should have gone to W. Because it makes the champs look slightly vulnerable.
I'm gonna talk about it more, JFB, in the main event.
Thank you.
You're
Well,
gonna have to give me some
we're gonna
time to
obviously
cook, brother.
talk about it, 'cause the main event is just bonkers. But
What do you mean, JP? The champs look weak. Samoa Joe are the tag champs.
No,
Yeah,
he's
but
saying
you
Samoa
want-
Joe, he should have lost to look a little weak, is what he's
Yeah.
saying.
Oh.
yeah, and don't get me wrong, I love Samoa Joe. I've met him multiple times. One of the greatest guys I've ever met. But you got to make them look slightly vulnerable because you have two of the biggest ass kickers in wrestling, and you have one of the smoothest strong style wrestlers ever. in Chicago.
I disagree with that, JP, for this reason. Because Samoa Joe still has an aura about him.
Oh, you're right.
And you hurt that aura by losing to Shaggy DA.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about.
No, you
clean.
don't, because Shaggy DA is the same guy that went to almost a time limit draw with Moxley. Like, and if you don't do it clean, then it saves him completely. Because everyone going into this match was like, this should be like a squish. Like, there's no way that Yuta should be able to beat Joe.
Yeah.
So if you want to turn people on their heads, you have the underdog, you have the person who's not supposed to win. If you want to set them up for the pay-per-view.
I think this sets up the pay-per-view nicely because I think that Yuta and his team are winning.
Yeah. I don't.
No, you're not gonna. If Gabe Kidd is the third man in the trios team, you're not putting the trios titles on Gabe Kidd. He has to go.
I don't know.
I guarantee you, he has too many.
I have until Saturday to change my mind.
Make sure you pick this time, sir.
I can't.
Hey, I'm promoting podcast stuff. Yeah. I depend on people to go on my inbox and remind me, Tiffany. Everyone gets a reminder, but the boss, come on.
I never get a reminder.
I know, and we made an amendment today. Everyone gets a reminder.
All right, Ken and Dry, your thoughts on this match?
Yeah, I thought it was a good match. I really enjoyed it. I like Samoa Joe. I'm a big fan. he's just badass. Like
Yeah.
every time I get to see Samoa Joe, it's a hills up.
Yeah. All right. Gold Ryan Rich.
Yeah, the match itself was I entertaining and like
Yeah.
in a real life environment, you think Joe whoops the crap out of Yuta 10 out of 10 times. So like you get the result that you expect. I just think that especially on a go home show, and I'll save it.
Okay.
Halo's up for the match.
All right. Joe.
You know what? The best thing about this match, we didn't get one, but two different Samoa Nopes, and I love when Joe just walks away from guys flying through the air. I pop for it every time.
Best
And the
no
second
sell
one
in
was
the
even
world.
better because he was poked in the eye, so he's like, "Oh, I didn't even know I did it. That's great." But yeah, and then the post match it bleeds right into the main event. So we'll just go ahead and
I didn't even know it's called Samoa Note. Is that what he calls it? Samoa Note?
I call it a Samoa Nope.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what I've heard it called
Samoa
before as
Joe,
well.
Samoa No. It's just.
The
I like that
Samoa
Samoa
Nope.
Note. I like it.
Who's next?
I think we've all gone.
All right. Let's go to the main event. By gosh. Come right out of
All
break.
right, Golly G.
By gosh. We get Shibata and Hobbs with Ospreay and Page. Mox, Claudio, and the Young Bucks on the other side. Everybody teamed up with the person they're going to face at All In, except for Hangman Page and John Moxley. You did
Mox ran
rarely
like-
ever saw them touch, which is a stroke of genius. Because if you want to see that shit, you got to order the pay-per-view and watch the Texas Death Match. We get into the shenanigans portion of the main event. Moxley chokes out Shibata, which kind of surprised me that Shibata would take the L. But it kind of makes sense because if for some reason the Ops loses and they break apart, Hobbs is going to be, you don't want Hobbs to look weak. You don't want Ospreay and, you don't want them to look weak.
Ospreay and Hangman have like two of the biggest high-profile matches on the card.
Right. So shenanigans are abound. It looks like it's just Shibata and just Hangman Page, and it's everybody else, the Bucks and the Death Riders. They're going to put plastic bags over their heads when the Tron turns on, and it's Swerve in a digger, like one of those big arm construction diggers.
Like an excavator type deal.
Yeah, and proceeds to just crush the hell out of the Bucks' tacky limo. The Bucks go running into the back. You have big-time players that are just kind of standing around in the ring because the TV truck and the producers are not figuring out timing of when to cut back and forth between what's happening outside and what's happening inside. This was a bloated mess.
You're speaking as a filmmaker, right?
Yeah. But you have your baby face go over the champ at the end. It's very rare that when you have your face go over before a pay-per-view in any way, shape, or form, they are going to lose at the
This is where Rich is waiting to talk.
And it's bull. I get it. You want to make Mox look bigger than what he is right now. You want to make him look like a badass, but you made him look like a punk, and you put the baby face over, and now people are going to be like, well, why should I buy the pay-per-view when I know Mox is going to win? I'm going to say Lord Ryan Rich would. You know what? No, Lord Ryan Rich, you go first.
This was absolute bullshit.
Yes.
Tony Khan has this tendency on go home shows, and if you wanna check the tapes, go back and watch every go home show that I've been on for the last 6 months. I'm gonna tell you the same thing. He always fucks it up. He always has the wrong person coming out top at the end of the night. Because I think everyone here agrees that Hangman is probably going to win the world title on Saturday.
Yeah.
So why the hell do they look? There's no belief. There's no building of it, and it was indicative this entire show. He does the same crap. You want the opposite people to go over to give doubt. To me, this means that Jon Moxley should win.
That's the point.
And on top
That's
of that,
the doubt.
but on top of that, but then
he also with your head.
he also says, this goes back to the Moxley. Well, you beat me once in a Texas Death Match. To me, that's foreshadowing. And then one of the final shots of it, you want to talk about foreshadowing, is Hangman Adam Page putting the chain around his neck. Because now I see that's how that match is ending. With Jon Moxley putting the chain around his neck and choking him out. That seems like what you should do. And now if that doesn't happen, all of this seems like it's for nothing. It seems stupid.
Can I step in here? Because I kind of disagree. Because the way I took this is, one, we still didn't have Mox and Hangman touch, because even when Hangman went for the buckshot, Claudio pretty much gave himself up. The way I look at it, and this has been pretty much his Mox MO since the beginning, is everyone is expendable except for me. I'm the world champion. I don't care.
Scott.
What was that?
Scott D'Amore.
Oh,
TNA
But anyway,
it's not just this match, Joe. That's the problem. He does this on every go-home show. Almost always. He always forecasts. If you want to know who's going to win, see who comes out on top on the go-home show, because 9 times out of 10, that's going to win. And that never builds suspense. It's not just a this show problem. It's a Tony Khan problem throughout all of his go-home shows.
I have been consistent with the fact that 95% of his go-home shows are horrible.
Exactly.
But this wasn't horrible.
Canada's
turn to talk, damn it. It's my turn to talk. You guys are blah, 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 blah. Now I'm going to talk. All right. Seeing Swerve on the excavator alone is a halos up. Destroying that limo is enough for this to be a halos up.
I mean, that's fun. I'm not saying it's not fun. That was the best part of the whole thing.
This reminded me of old school Attitude Era shit, and I loved it. I think Tony Khan
down for me.
I think sometimes Tony Khan, he books to the crowd also in error. I don't think he books all the time for the go home show completely. He tries to tie it all together and books for the crowd there sometimes. See, they all paid their money too.
I get that, but they're in the same place for like 4 shows in a row, dude. They're getting their money's worth. Give us a build-up.
And we might see something tomorrow night on Collision. So
on the B show, why save it for then?
That's why you got to
save it for then.
Because Tony Khan doesn't think of it as a B show, and you can't think of Collision as a B show because
that's Mark shit.
Hold on. Is your world champ ever on Collision?
Yes. No. You don't watch the show, JFB, but he is every once in a while. But
once in a while.
But to be fair,
Cody Rhodes is on SmackDown and Raw every week.
That's because WWE only uses 3 people on their roster.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If you're gonna sit
because you know what would happen? No. I'm gonna have to stop you, JFB. I'm I want to stop you because if you had all the same people on
pretty
Dynamite
heated.
and on Collision, then people would bitch that Tony isn't using all his roster. Tony isn't letting other people get time. You can't have the same people on both shows. You just can't.
When it's your world champion, he should appear on both.
So let's just go around. That's a thumb. That's a Halo's down for him. EVP Joe, Halo's up, Halo's down.
Halo's up. I enjoyed it, and
your Halo's
I
down,
also am
JP?
taking a different angle than these two.
Oh, I'm definitely Halo's down. This was bloated. This was more bloated than a whale carcass on a beach.
You also got to remember, I'm a WCW boy. I love WCW, so this is once again reminiscent of WCW, and I love it. So.
Oh, all right. They end their show. We do not end ours. Real quickly, is I didn't download the flower shop, so we're going into the flower shop. I don't have the video, but ProWrestlingTees.com.
I'll have it next week, right?
I'll have it on next week. Yeah, ProWrestlingTees.com/Adrian Adonis, where you can get all of your Adrian Adonis gear. Favorite match, favorite segment, number of bells, and who eats corn the long way.
Oh, God, yeah. Forgot about this.
And I'm going to start with EVP Joe today to start.
Yeah, EVP Joe, go.
Let's go, Joe.
I'm going to go last.
Oh, well then you want me to go?
No, Canada
Well,
Dry
EVP
just wants to
Joe,
Bob
then
Barker you,
then Lord
JP.
Ryan.
That's all it is.
Okay. Favorite segment, man. I think for tonight I'm gonna go with MJF and Mark Briscoe. I really enjoyed that.
Oh.
My favorite match. I want to give it to the women's four-way. I mean, as much as I hated Tay Mello, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
Bells, I don't know what you're. I'm going to give it a 4. Just 2 hours flew by. I enjoyed it. I had fun. And then, who eats corn? I guarantee you, Dom and Mysterio eats corn the long way.
Not the wrong way.
No, I said
The
long way.
long one.
Yeah, the long. I guarantee you, it's Dom.
Dirty Dom eats corn the long way, according to EVP.
I'm kind of okay with that.
Oh, it
Okay,
fits.
JP, you're next.
It fits.
All right. My favorite segment was the opening segment. You started with a bang. They sold the pay-per-view, not just their match, but the pay-per-view. My favorite match, I know it's going to sound weird, but it's Ricochet against
I knew
Blake
you were
Christian.
going to say that. I knew you were going to say that.
And the big reason why is because it's slowly establishing a pecking order. And right now, people are like, they're doing Ricochet dirty like they did in WWE. That's not the case.
Absolutely not.
They're setting him up for future success. Right now, you got to toil away in the mid-card. Maybe a TNT championship. But eventually, big boy, you're going up.
I think he's the perfect person to hold that TNT championship.
Absolutely. And I think him versus Kyle Fletcher for like a good 5-6 weeks leading into a pay-per-view is perfect. Because both of those guys are entertaining as hell. I did not like this show. It had moments of brilliance. You started off with a bang and you ended with a whimper. I get it. Tony Khan wants to book different than anybody else who's ever booked. And I kind of agree with the comment we posted on there. Having Scott D'Amore in your ear is not a bad thing. It's not.
Well, that's different than having Scott take over.
Yeah. Scott's never going to replace Tony. It's just not going to happen.
I know it's going to all go through Tony. But at some point, you got to let people start.
I'm down with Scott being part of the team. That's brilliant.
you gotta bring in people who are gonna give you a different perspective, who aren't yes men, who will challenge you and make you better. AEW, for the most part, drops the ball on go home shows.
All right, Jet B, what's your rating?
I'm giving it I'm gonna give it 3, and that's being gracious.
Okay. Okay. And who eats corn the long way?
I'll tell you who eats corn the long way: Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan eats corn the long way.
There you go. Lord Ryan Rich.
So I'm going to take the best of both worlds from my teddy bear and from JFB. My segment of the night is the beginning segment because JFB is 100% right. That set the tone that made me want to buy the pay-per-view because I know that I have to watch the other matches to get to this match. And this is a match that I'm willing to pay money to watch, especially since Mercedes Moné has never lost and like has all these belts. And after this tonight, I want to watch this match even more, and I'm going to double down on what I said last week. I think this needs to be the match before the main event. Yeah. I think it's that important, and it's
absolutely should be.
My favorite match is the women's Fatal 4-Way. Ty Mello was rusty and missed some moves, and it was not clean, but everything else worked really well. I enjoyed it a lot. This show did not hit for me either, as most go-home shows do not hit for me, because Tony Khan, he doesn't book it the right way. That's just my opinion. That's to me. He just always signals, like he always shows his hand, and I don't enjoy that. I give this a 3.5. And I'm gonna go for low-hanging fruit here on who eats corn the long way, and that would be Anthony Bowens.
Oh, okay.
That's really low-hanging fruit.
That's low-hanging fruit.
Oh.
Canada Dry.
Still gotta stay monetized. Gotta be quiet.
Careful. My match of the night is Samoa Joe and the Shaggy DA. I think they put on a good match. I think I like Joe said, I love those two spots. I like this the Samoan Nope, right?
Yep.
I enjoy that. I'm going with for my favorite segment. He's Swerve on the caterpillar or whatever it was. I love that. That made me. I was just smiling ear to ear with that. Old school wrestling with the car destroying.
Honestly, for a second, I thought Swerve was in a concrete truck for a moment.
It was in something like that. At first, then I was like, is he in like a crane and he's about to smash the building or something? And I'm going with for my rating. I'm going a Bob Barker UEVP Joe. I'm going 4.1.
Oh,
told you. All that's right. Why.
What?
And
who eats corn?
Who eats corn the long way? Well, everybody knows that Goldberg eats corn the long way. It's on the sign. It's on the sign.
That's
and
true.
if it's at a wrestling show on a sign, it has to be true.
It has to be true.
There you go. All right. What's our cumulative score?
3.65.
Hey. Seems about right. Anyways, that's the end of our show, which means now I gotta hawk a whole bunch of stuff. I'm gonna do it super quick. Whole bunch of links down below. Some take you to our social, one takes you to DraftKings. You can go show off how much you love AFW with one of our shirts. ProWrestlingTees.com.
It's inside out.
It's inside out. ProWrestlingTees.com/effing wrestling, where you get all of your amazing, awesome wrestling gear. We will be here on Saturday to do the pre-show and prediction show, of course.
I might call in, depending on where I'm at.
EVP Joe might call in.
From All In.
From All In. Yes, sir. Anyways, Go connect with us, interact with us. We love you.
So, Lord Ryan Rich, you're going to be part of the after show?
Yeah.
Oh, we're doing an after show too?
Yes, we are.
I'll be there.
It won't exactly be after dark, but
No, but it'll be we're gonna call it that AFW After Dark.
Pre-evening.
There we go. All right. Kick it away, Canada Dry.
It's really throwing me being on the wrong side, damn it. And even my fist is on the wrong side. If you are going through hard times, just like Dusty Rhodes said, he said, I've been dining with kings and queens, and I've been in the alley eating pork and beans. You can have the highs and you can have the lows. It's important to ride out those lows and get back into those highs, baby. And with that said, raise your fist in the air, put the devil in a sharpshooter, and just keep fighting.